Hello, my name is Agianpe Onyema. I work with Policy and Legal Advocacy Center as Program Manager, Elections and Civics. I also coordinate the Secretariat of the Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room, popularly known as the Situation Room, on behalf of my organization. So the Situation Room started in 2010, ahead of the 2011 general elections, as a way of coordinating civil society's response to the elections. On election day, when issues happen, it was easier to have a single response by civil society, and so the Situation Room was set up in such a way that civil society can respond and actually work on issues as things went wrong on election day. So the Situation Room has evolved from just being an election day situation room as it was set up in 2010. So Situation Room has evolved from being an election day situation room to a platform of several civil society organizations working on good governance issues. Some people work on human rights, some organizations work with the police. As you know, PLAC works on legislative strengthening. And so in our various organizations, we advocate for several issues, be it election issues, human rights issues, civic awareness, and all of those things. And then as a platform, when we come together, Situation Room issues statements on state of the nation and various other things that go on in the socio-political environment of Nigeria. Nigeria's election process has several challenges, ranging from citizens' own lack of understanding of what an election process is to the inability to punish election offenders. I think for me, that is a major challenge. The fact that people can actually commit electoral offenses and go on without being punished seems to entrench the sort of behavior we see in the election process of Nigeria. And again, citizens think the election process begins and ends with election day, but we all know that the election process even involves making laws for the election itself. And so the fact that citizens are not able to engage in the whole gamut of the process of elections is one of the big issues with our elections. So one of the ways civil society can push back against a repressive government is to be as united as possible, which is what the platform of the Situation Room affords civil society organizations who are part of it or who are partners. We're able to analyze issues, speak with one single, not everyone will have the same opinion, but as a group, we're able to say that this is what we've come up with by our statements. Again, is to be as objective as possible. Even when criticizing government, is to be constructive with your criticisms in such a way that it is of benefit and not showing that there is any other partisan or any other any other motive to it. One of the gaps with the Anambra Governorship election was, the poor logistics and planning by the election management body. Of course, the argument is that Anambra State was already facing a very tense political environment from the things that had been happening, unknown gunmen and the killings that had happened prior to the election, but it still is a major gap. If you go back in history, at least from the time I've been observing governorship elections as Situation Room, my first Anambra governorship election was 2013. You still see that there was poor logistics planning in that election, and if this is 2021 and we're still having that, I think that's a major gap. There was also the issue of widespread votes buying in the election. That is a real major challenge with Nigeria's elections because no one has really been arrested and prosecuted for election day votes buying and selling. So civil society can do a lot more to enhance the electoral process. The passage of the Electoral Act doesn't mean that that's the end of our problems with Nigeria's elections. We still have to advocate for citizens. It will actually be a case of being more active. We want a more active citizenry in Nigeria. There's this sort of feeling that citizens think that civil society organizations were baptized to be the one to sort of push for reforms. But I think collectively we can all do this together. Civil society organizations will continue to actually advocate for reforms in the process. There are a few very good amendments to the Electoral Act, but we need more. The passage of the bill into a law doesn't complete the process. There's also the call for an Electoral Offences Commission, and they need to punish electoral offenders. I think that will be very important, and then collectively we can push for that reform.